Hello and welcome back to Race of Trident. My name is Jake, and today we are going to talk about the Mariners. But we're going to talk the Mariners in the form of Witchcraft, which is very strange to say on the channel. This will probably be my maybe last time ever discussing witchcraft on the Raise the Trident channel, but and you're probably really confused. If you are not on Mariners Twitter, this is going to be a very weird video to come across, and I apologize in advance, but you will get it soon when we get into this. This is another interview, which I've done plenty of, but this is going to be probably the most interesting interview I've had thus far, because once again, this is going to talk about witchcraft. Steven, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing really good. Hoping the Mariners pull it out for the game one against the Cardinals, and overall having a great time.
Yeah, right now we're recording this at 7:32 Pacific Standard Time. It is currently the top of the fourth against game one and against the Cardinals. So we don't know how the game is going to go. So there is that. First of all, this will be dropping tomorrow morning on Tuesday, or probably like around noon. We're going to talk about witchcraft, and I've said that a bunch, so we're going to get right into why we're talking about witchcraft, because it's really a really fun stuff. I've already told my wife about it. I've told my parents about it, and everyone thinks it's hilarious and awesome. But so this all starts with the road trip that the Mariners were just on. They went to Cleveland, they dropped the series there, they go to Tampa Bay, they get swept. Game one in Atlanta, they end up losing that game. So it's looking like, once again, another just disaster road trip after the last one that went to Philadelphia and the Mets and all that. That was just absolutely terrible. And Steven decided that they wanted to do something to turn the tide. And this is where I'm going to let Steven take it over. What did you do, Steven?
So I think for the long story short, I decided that it would be a good idea to pay an Etsy witch. It was about $15 or $16 to uncurse the Mariners. As I didn't quite put it that way, but we're going to go with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The whole premise is my best friend and I make jokes about this stuff all the time, and I was like, well, what if I just do it?
Yeah.
And so I decided, why not? So during one of my breaks at work on Friday, I just went on Etsy, found the first witch that I found that did generic spells, and kind of just went with it. And from there, it's kind of taken off. This was Friday when I was at work, and I got the response Saturday morning about it. So I guess that's when the spell took effect. And from there, the Mariners scored, I think it was 28 runs and 32 hits against the Braves, and just kind of beat the crap out of them. And it's blown up.
So if you don't know what Etsy is, it's like I don't know how to describe it. It's like Redbubble in a way, or it's like Fiverr almost, where people sell things that they usually hand make, or different services, like apparently spells from witches, and it really blew up at that time, but not until game two had commenced and the Mariners were blowing the roof off of the Atlanta Braves. Like, they were absolutely demolishing them. That's when everyone, which baseball is a really superstitious sport, and so it makes sense that everyone wanted to really like feed into this. Everyone's like, this is the witches doing, right?
Oh, yeah.
And it's super fun to do that. And then the next day they score 18 runs. So yeah, in games 2 and 3 in Atlanta, after we assume the spell took effect, the Mariners outscored the Braves 28-4. And both Bryce Miller and Luis Castillo, who have been notoriously bad on the road, both had really good outings as well. And the pitching was really solid in general, including the bullpen. When game 2 and game 3 in Atlanta are happening, what is going through your head watching them absolutely demolish the Braves and knowing that everyone is about to blow this whole thing up?
I guess I didn't really realize how much it was truly going to blow up until Mitch Garver hit the triple. Because if I remember right, it was his first triple since like 2019. And as soon as I saw that, I was like, okay, yeah, so this is going big. And just, through the first game, I was like, okay, well, this could definitely be a coincidence. I was manifesting like the witch said to do. And, I'm still manifesting now and just really hoping that it kind of keeps going. I just can't believe how this is happening. It's really the coolest thing that's ever happened to me. And during the entire game, the entire day, watching Twitter, seeing all of the donation trains for the Trevor Project and everything happening just was outstanding. I can't even begin to describe how happy that made me that so many people were willing to support that. And that I think over the entire time, I've only seen one or two negative comments about it. And that was mostly today.
Yeah, so that was another thing that kind of that was really awesome about the whole ordeal in general, right? Like obviously there's the initial reaction to like, did the witch actually just uncurse the Mariners for real? Which
Mhm.
of course, you know, it's up to the person if they how much they believe that. But at the same time, like at the end of the day, like this is baseball. We're trying to have fun, and it's fun to
Exactly.
just to take in like, yes, the this is absolutely the witch is doing. So that part blew up, and then, like you said, it's turned into also a big donation train to the Trevor Project. Can you talk a little bit about how that came about?
Yeah. So I initially had tweeted about spending the $15 to start the spell, and retweeted it with the receipt and everything of as proof that I actually did it. And a Houston Astros fan, I can't remember her username, but she goes by Max, and she said, "Well, you could have spent this money on something useful like food, or giving something to the needy." And we had a conversation about it, and she challenged me to donate $30 to the Trevor Project, and I was like, "Okay, yeah, I can do that." So I did, and over the process of everything happening, people had said, "Hey, can we pay you back for the Etsy spell?" And I was like, "It's $15. I don't really care." So we, at that point, I was like, "You know what? Let's donate the money to the Trevor Project." So I tweeted a link to the donate for the Trevor Project itself, and it kind of just took off from there. People started donating. There was donation trains that started after Game 3 against Atlanta, and it's my rough estimate, based on what I've seen, is that we're probably around 4 grand worth of money donated to the Trevor Project
Wow,
already.
that's crazy.
That's totally an
Yeah.
estimate, but I'm hoping.
For me on my end, I didn't know that there was like a link that people were specifically going to. I just thought people were on their own, like just Googling the Trevor Project and just doing the random donations. So that's what I did. So it's sorry
Yeah,
if it
that
was not part
was
of like a general link,
it
like a
was just
group
a
link.
100%. I just copied the general donation link, so there was nothing that I
Okay,
had
there
specifically
we
set
go.
up.
Perfect. Okay. Yeah. So, and for me, it really manifested like the ALS bucket challenge, basically, where people were like, I donated this much. I'm tagging or nominating 3 people and whatever.
Yeah.
And they would tag 3 people. And I got tagged 3 times before I donated. I was like, okay, everyone wants me to donate. I guess I'll donate. But yeah, it was very cool to see all of it. Now, I had no idea it was nearly that many donations because at the end of the day, like, I'm not seeing every single post about it, and I was
Yeah.
like, "This is probably around $100." But then, I mean, someone else said it was around probably $1,000 by their estimate. Now you're saying four
Mhm.
grand, which, like, at the end of the
I've
day,
been,
like, is awesome.
yeah. Yeah, I've been tagged in. I'm not going to say every single donation, but a fair amount of them. And even
Yeah,
if people are just doing the $5, with the amount of notifications I've gotten, it's got to be up there.
yeah.
I also saw that someone posted a screenshot of the donation record that Justin Hollander of the Mariners donated to it as well.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah, so long as that was actually him, which I'm hoping so.
Maybe, yeah, we'll see. I mean,
Yeah.
I know Dan Wilson earlier. There was a quote saying that he had no clue what the Etsy witch thing was about, but he's also not on
Mhm.
Twitter, so like, it's
For
been
sure.
very much contained to Twitter. I mean, there, like, if you're on Instagram following the Mariners, you probably saw a caption saying like, "Thank you to the Etsy witch," and you just had no clue what that meant. But yeah, it was huge on Twitter, and then it started getting picked up by more national accounts. Sarah Langs
Hmm.
specifically tweeted out a witch emoji about the Mariners. So,
Hmm.
well, and then MLB Network didn't directly say anything about the Etsy witch, but they made a whole Mariners thing that was like Harry Potter themed. So it was like very
For sure.
clearly
Yeah.
a nod. So what
Mhm.
was that like seeing these like national media people basically picking up the joke?
So surreal. I was at work, doing my thing, and one of my coworkers came over to ask me something. I was like, "Dude, you got to check this out." And I showed him the video as I was watching it for the first time, and he was like, "What's up with this?" And I was like, "That was me. I started that." So it was just like the coolest, most surreal thing I've ever had in my life to have just the national recognition and all of the love and support that's happened because of this.
Yeah.
It's the coolest thing that's ever happened in my life.
I mean, has your phone even stopped buzzing since that tweet?
I turned off the notifications because it got to be too much.
Good idea. Good idea. It's really nice to have a viral tweet, but then when your phone just literally does not stop buzzing for hours and, probably on your
Mhm.
case, days on end, it gets annoying for
For sure.
sure. So
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah. Every time I open Twitter, I have like 20 new notifications at least.
Yeah. So, and I'm curious, have you gotten any reaching out from the Mariners specifically about this? Or because you said you were going to be at Tuesday's game. I know I tried to bump Kevin Martinez, being like, hey, hook them up,
Yeah.
but whether that happens or not, like, at the end of the day, like, who knows? But have you gotten anything from the Mariners regarding this?
Other than the thank you from the when I retweeted it saying like this is the greatest moment of my life when they said thanks to the Etsy Witch on their final score
Hmm.
graphic. I said holy crap, this is amazing. And they responded as like a personal thank you. And other than that, I haven't gotten anything. But you never know if this keeps going. Who knows
Yeah.
what could happen? But it's just awesome.
More about you, like, where does your Mariners fandom start, and how did it lead to this?
So I've been a Mariners fan for literally as long as I can remember. Some of my earliest memories are going to games with my dad, talking about baseball with him, watching baseball with him. I was at the first or the last game in the Kingdom, so pretty much all the way back, as long as I've been alive. Watching the Mariners, just enjoying, and I've been a fan ever since. And I really kind of became a more hardcore fan right around the pandemic when there was nothing else to do. The John Boys Mariners documentary kind of really latched me in, I guess,
Mhm.
to where my dad and we go to at least 4 games per year, usually more. I think that this Tuesday I'll be there with him. We'll be 6 on the year. But yeah, it's just been a lifelong thing, and it's my lifelong dream has always been to see the Mariners win it all. And so I guess this was kind of my way to try and help.
I hope it does. I know that we're all hoping that we can watch a really deep playoff run. They need to make
For
the
sure.
playoffs first.
They
So,
do, yeah.
and at the end of the day, that's what the Witch is trying to help us out, is just get into the playoffs. Have you been in more contact with the specific Witch that you chose? Luna, I believe, is the name.
Yeah, I tried to get in contact with her afterwards. I had the initial exchange and said thank you for it at that point. And then since then, I tried to get back in contact with her and say, like, hey, thank you. This is blown up. I want to give you your proper recognition. And I haven't heard anything back from her. But I did get a instant reply message that she was super, super busy. Like that her mailbox was basically full and that she was working through the requests as fast as she could. So I think I
Huh.
kind of helped her blow up too.
Yeah. I wonder, we're gonna start seeing spells for like sports teams everywhere. Probably is my
For sure.
guess, is what's about to happen. Which,
Yeah.
good for her.
I've seen
Get her
I've seen
bag.
so many people ask like, "Hey, can you do something for the Seahawks?" And it's like, well, I feel like this might be a one-time thing, but it's not saying that anyone else can't do it.
Yeah, I feel like we have to be very careful about, not depleting the power of the Witch. We have to
Exactly.
be
Yeah.
we have to use it in the right moments. Do you have any other like paranormal type beliefs at all, like legit beliefs in like anything else that's supernatural?
Nothing super specifically. I've always felt like there's something, but nothing that I've been real concrete on. But it's just this is the one thing that I'm glad that I've been believing because growing up watching Harry Potter and all that kind of stuff, it's always been something super cool to me. And I guess it's just kind of manifesting it to exist because I feel like the magic is within all of us.
Yep. Yep. And if the Mariners make a long playoff run, then I think we'll all feel very magical. And I think at that point, if they make a long playoff run, maybe win some home games in the playoffs or something, I think it makes sense that we need a Steven and Luna like first pitch going on, probably.
Absolutely,
So
yeah,
we need something from the Mariners. So I'm calling upon the
for sure.
Mariners. Like, we need to hook them up. Like, come on. It's really fun that, and I feel like the Mariners community is like the prime community for this type of thing. Like, we
For
love
sure.
to latch on to specific players, whether they're good or bad, and we
Mhm.
love to latch on to just a bevy of other things. I mean, we already think that
Absolutely.
the Astros have devil magic, so maybe
Oh yeah, maybe
this
our witch
turned it
magic
around.
counteracts it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
we need a little witch magic. So yeah, it's been really cool. So Steven, any last words you have for Mariners fans on this playoff push as they are taking on the Cardinals right now and are in a playoff spot?
I guess my biggest thing is just keep believing, keep manifesting. Let's hope that the spell keeps going. And if anyone is able to and they feel like they want to, please feel free to donate to the Trevor Project. Just of your own volition, any amount helps, and it goes to a great cause to help keep kids safe. And that's my
Exactly.
biggest thing.